up with their knee and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I
Yeah,
have fun
exactly. Intellectual it is when in your underwear you are.
with that. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, one of many imitations do I.
Thank you, Yoda.
Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome you are. Yeah, yes, many, and actually, this is what's get even more interesting. On my Twitch channel, you'll actually see a list. In addition to listing the games I play, which is mostly retro games, and whatnot, you will also see a list of the imitations I do. For example, I've been told I do a very good Elvis Presley, and it's among the different voices and quite interesting, and it actually makes my voice a bit different than normally does among the others. And I do this because it's what I'm good at doing, imitating voices and making it humorous, and there are even characters that I invent myself. For example, this is me as a vampire, the stereotypical one. So if you like this voice, and I've been told it works pretty well, and if you go onto my channel, there's a video of me playing Dragon's Dogma, and at one point I did have audience, and I began chatting in my vampire voice, and I just began reading my inventory as a vampire. And
Yeah, well, you're going to need to get some quick little costume things to throw on real quick when you're doing your voices, so it'll go in video. That'd be cool.
Well, no, not really. I'm probably not going to do video on this for a while.
Okay.
I mean, if people donated, I might consider it, but I mean, it would have to be a while before I'd be willing to do that. And of course, in your case, it doesn't matter. Number one, I'm not nearby you, and number two, what difference does it make to you? You're blind, for crying out loud.
No, but then I could tell you your mustache is on crooked.
Yeah, ha ha,
You know,
very funny.
Your fangs are on backwards.
By the way, how's the cat?
Meow. She's still kicking.
Okay,
Still being obnoxious.
because I know her brother died a while ago, but
Yeah. Come on, don't bum people out.
it happens.
Come on, kill something on Master Blaster or whatever it's
I've
called.
been killing lots of stuff.
Well, good. There's that thing sneaking up behind you now, see?
Damn it.
No, you're not allowed.
Nah, it's because I fell and I don't have any hover power, and I can't get back because of the way I did my save state, but that's okay.
Is that because you didn't eat enough beans?
Yes,
Ah, okay.
that's exactly correct. I didn't eat enough beans.
Yep. Well, then you need to correct that. That way you have all the hover power you want. Just blast it out when need be.
Love them beans, don't we?
Hey, they work.
Was I in here before? Oh no, oh, it cycles back around. Okay. Neat. Okay, so I gotta climb this tower thingy again. Okay. Sorry, it had been a long time since I played this game, and I've been having to look up stuff online to remember what I was doing. I knew there was a way to strafe, but I couldn't remember how to do it. And then it finally became necessary for defeating one of the bosses, and I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, that's so simple, right? And I felt stupid because I just couldn't remember how you were supposed to strafe.
Okay.
And now I remember, and like I said, I feel stupid.
Nah, it's an old game. Can't expect to remember everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like one of those textbooks that you remembered every word of and can recite from memory,
I'm not that good, but I am pretty dang good at knowing my science and answering questions. As a matter of fact, that's a big part of my selling point, is if people really want to, sit and learn some science, you and I can chat with them and do that. And hopefully they'll hear that in the game and they'll, become interested.
Well, it'd be good if the gravity engine in that game was turned off. That way you wouldn't have to worry about hover power,
In actuality, that happens later in the game. You gain wall climbing abilities, and then you can do like some gravity-defying stuff.
So
So-
how many levels does it go up to?
8.
It's have it doesn't have Area 51. Damn. Oh well.
No, it does not. Which is a game in and of itself, Area 51.
Right.
But one of the things I'm going to do that you will chat with me on, I'm hoping, is I'm going to sign up for, like I said, Retro Gaming Live, which is one of the channels where they pull in tons of people, and what they do is they just have people doing retro games 24/7.
Yeah, well, I have the entire MAME archive with all the ROMs and emulators and everything goes with it.
The entire what archive? Main?
Yeah, it's a repository for all the old games that are out of copyright and all that stuff. And God, there's literally thousands of them.
Well, hey, I might be interested in some of those because some of those are stuff I may not have had copies of, and I might be interested in.
It's like almost 30 gigs of download.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of fecal matter.
Yeah, well, I was trying to put together a old school gaming rig for my daughter that would play all the ROMs and all the old games, so she could see what Missile Command and other things like that were like back in the day.
You know, I saw this chat somewhere else where they were saying, if you think about it, the Civil War was really the first, you had these first, what's it called when you, like, make a new movie out of an old movie? What the heck is it called? Well, the first retro was, Missile Command and stuff like that, or not Missile Command, but, the Civil War reenactment. You know what? Screw that. No. That will go back.
Yep. Losing track of your game. Haha.
Yeah. Happens sometimes. I'm not always the best at multitasking, but I can do pretty dang.
I sidetrack you all the time, so.
Well, what's wrong with that? I mean, we're buddies,
Well, that's what I'm here for, to sidetrack you and
hey,
goof up and.
I'm not the worst at multitasking. I do pretty good at it.
Die.
I'm not the worst at multitasking. I can do pretty dang good at it.
Yeah.
But I'll get more practiced with it with time, and but there's nobody in channel to field questions from and chat with.
No, that's because that superb owl.
Yeah.
Nope.
I got stuck. Yeah, not the best day for this, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to be stopping going to a superb owl party. Actually, we got to be careful because my logo is an owl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an owl wearing a graduation cap with a graduated cylinder because of the chemistry background, and with a book, reading a book, and with math equations.
So, in other words, you are a superb owl, but I'm talking about the game that's on later.
Yes, I'm aware because I will be watching it. It's supposed to start at 6:30 Eastern, and it is currently almost 5 o'clock Eastern. So, oh boy. So you think?
I'll have to get you into that Alter Eon also.
But I mean, you and I, we were talking about how. What were we talking about? Hermaphroditism or something like that?
Well,
where?
Yeah, you were, and I brought up Duke Nukem and totally derailed you on it. So.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's the thing is, I was discussing. There's also asexual reproduction where there are no male or female parts. Basically an animal might just clone itself, happens with some microorganisms through something called budding.
Yep.
But you were asking me earlier in another forum about what it is when an animal like starts female and then later on it's male in life. And I talked about, yeah, well, there's chronological hermaphroditism, which is
it's usually the other way around though. They start out male and end up female.
Or there's different types of chronological hermaphroditism. There's ones that it's actually controlled by pheromones, like it starts out male or female, and then what happens is they secrete chemicals into their environment, like water. This happens with fish.
Yeah, that would be horrible if you're walking through Walmart and you're a dude and somebody walks by that's loaded full of the one you smell before you get like 3 aisles away.
Yes.
And you smell this stuff, and by the time you get to the next aisle, you're a female, and you're like, oh no, I need to go to the feminine hygiene section.
Well, humans don't go through that.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, that is. Well, I don't know. Because we know people who do seem to go through that because they feel female their whole life. It does kind of make sense to me to some extent that if other animals go through that, maybe to some extent we do go through it. Maybe a person can mentally be one thing, and feel like a certain thing, but they're really not. I mean, there's a lot to be said about what human beings might actually be going through.
Well, true. You're a complex organism.
We are very complex. But no, even in animals that go through that, it's not like it just happens instantaneously. That takes time. Okay, and now I'm in the overhead area. Oop. Back. And then back. Oh, I see. These are ice areas. Okay. Give me a moment or two. And now we are fighting the little vampire aliens, which are interesting little fellows. And that's what they do. They shed their cloaks, which are like a shield. And you cannot see this in the game, but I can see it. And whenever I see them, I am motivated to talk like a vampire. Like the stereotypical vampire, that is. Because, if vampires really were not fictional, this is what they might sound like. Although there are people who have problems with sunlight, burning them very easily.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe legends about vampires came from that. Came from people who, have issues with sunlight, among other things.
Yep.
It's hard to move around in this thing. I'm not sure how well I'm going to do against the Area 6 boss, because I'm losing a lot of life, and I don't have a whole lot of gunpowder.
Better do a save state.
I am, but I'm not getting gunpowder right now, so... Although I might be able to build some, and hey, that was your... Wonder if I can build up some gunpowder in here, because shooting all these rocks, nope, can't shoot through that wall.
Yeah, walls are generally hard to shoot through.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're walls. Otherwise, they'd be in this game rocks that you can shoot. Okay, that gave me a little gun. Ooh, that gave me a big bunch of gunpowder. I am definitely doing a safe state there. Attack! Also, weapons for the tank. You earn that in this area too. But let me see if I can shoot through all this. And yep, more gunpowder. Not much, but a little. Actually, if the gun gets powerful enough, it does start to be able to shoot through walls. So, in this game, which is pretty cool. And because it starts to glow fluorescent. Which that would be cool, that as soon as you glow fluorescent, you can go through matter.
Yeah, but I'd hate to forget where I was and get stuck in a wall,
Yeah, that would suck. Of course, as I've often said to people, the entire universe